Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans, do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey Cowboys fans, welcome back to our channel, your go-to source for everything Dallas Cowboys. Today we're diving deep into a story that's been dominating conversations across the NFL world. A story with massive implications for the Cowboys' future. We're talking about the ongoing turmoil surrounding the defense, the coaching staff, and what it all means for the team's prospects in the upcoming seasons. Trust me, this is a video you don't want to miss because the stakes are higher than ever, and the path forward for Dallas is now more uncertain and potentially more exciting than at any point this season. Now, if you've been following the Cowboys closely, you already know that the defense has been under intense scrutiny all year. It's been a roller coaster of emotions with moments of brilliance overshadowed by costly mistakes. The 2025-26 season has proven to be a pivotal point in the team's recent history, especially considering that Dallas has now missed the playoffs for 2 straight years. That's a reality that's hard to swallow for a franchise that's used to competing at the highest level, especially with the talent they've assembled. So, what exactly is happening? Well, the core issue seems to revolve around the defensive unit and the coaching staff responsible for it, particularly the defensive coordinator, Matt Eberflus. Throughout this season, Eberflus has been under fire with fans, analysts, and even team owner Jerry Jones expressing dissatisfaction with how the defense has performed. And honestly, can you blame them? When you look at the stats, the performance has been quite underwhelming, especially in critical moments. The Cowboys' defense has struggled with consistency, giving up big plays, failing to generate enough turnovers, and just not playing up to the standards we've come to expect from a team with such talented players. And speaking of players, let's not forget that the defense's failures aren't solely on scheme or coaching. They've had some standout individuals like Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland, who have at times been shining stars. But even the best players can't do it all alone if the system isn't working or if the coaching isn't guiding them properly. The frustration is palpable, especially considering how talented the Cowboys roster is on paper. So, question becomes, will the team make a bold move and pivot this off-season? Will they change the coaching staff, potentially replacing Eberflus, or even shake up the entire defensive philosophy? Now, here's where things get even more intriguing. Rumors are swirling about possible changes behind the scenes. And one name is increasingly coming to the forefront, Al Harris. If you've been paying attention to NFL news, you know Harris has made a significant impact wherever he's been, especially as a defensive backs coach. His recent success with the Chicago Bears, where he's helped develop players like Trayvon Diggs, the Cowboys' former star, and Darren Bland, is a testament to his coaching acumen. In fact, Ben Johnson, the head coach of the Bears, recently praised Harris for his phenomenal work, emphasizing just how much he's contributed to the team's league-leading 21 interceptions. That's no small feat. Leading the NFL in picks is a clear indicator of a defense that's aggressive, disciplined, and smart in coverage. What makes this even more compelling is that Harris has a history with Dallas. He was part of the Cowboys coaching staff, serving as the assistant head coach and was involved directly with the secondary. His departure to the Bears wasn't just a lateral move. It was a significant loss for Dallas, considering how much he contributed to the development of players like Trayvon Diggs and Darren Bland. Those 2 players, especially Diggs, have been among the league's best in creating turnovers, and Harris's influence can't be overstated. Now, the question is, will Dallas bring him back? Could Harris be the key to turning around the Cowboys' struggling defense? The situation with Harris highlights a broader issue: how Dallas has handled its coaching staff. The team's decision to let Harris go, especially in a year when the defense was faltering, might come back to haunt them. If they do decide to part ways with Eberflus, Harris's name should be at the top of the list for the defensive coordinator position. He's proven he can develop talent, implement aggressive schemes, and foster a culture of turnovers. But here's the twist. Harris's move to Chicago was solid, but it also leaves open the possibility of him returning to Dallas if the right offer comes along. This is where Jerry Jones's influence could be decisive. Will he see the value in bringing Harris back and giving him a bigger role, perhaps as a defensive coordinator or even a head coach? That's a strategic question that could shape the Cowboys' future. Let's take a moment to reflect on the broader context. The Cowboys' defense in 2025-26 has been a mixed bag. They've shown flashes of brilliance, especially in creating turnovers, but have also been prone to giving up big plays and missing key tackles. The secondary featuring Trayvon Diggs and DaRon Bland has been instrumental in generating interceptions, but consistency and execution have been issues. Nahshon Wright, a former Cowboy, has also stepped up with impressive play, largely thanks to the influence of coaches like Harris. The team's inability to sustain a dominant defensive unit has been a recurring theme, and it's understandable why fans and analysts are calling for significant changes. Now looking at the stats, Trayvon Diggs has been a standout with multiple interceptions, and DaRon Bland has also been a key contributor. Their ball-hawking skills are evident, and the league recognizes that. Just think about how the secondary success has impacted the team's overall defensive rankings. When those players are playing at their best, the Cowboys can be a tough team to beat, but the inconsistency has cost them in critical moments. The kind of moments that make or break playoff chances. And speaking of the playoffs, this season's failure to qualify has been a huge disappointment. The Cowboys entered the year with high expectations, especially after their impressive 2024 campaign. But the defensive struggles, combined with some offensive inconsistencies, have derailed their ambitions. The team's offensive leader, Dak Prescott, has been solid, even breaking franchise records at times. But he can't do it all alone. The defense's inability to close out games or make crucial stops has been a recurring issue, and that's why the coaching staff's role becomes even more vital. Do you remember the last few seasons how the defense has fluctuated? It's a cycle that needs to be broken if Dallas wants to be a serious contender again. This brings us to the upcoming offseason. The Cowboys will have a lot of decisions to make. Will they stick with Everful and hope for improvement, or will they recognize that a change is necessary? If they do decide to move on, Harris appears to be a prime candidate, especially given his success in Chicago. But it's not just about replacing Everful. It's about creating a new identity for the defense. One that emphasizes aggression, turnovers, and disciplined execution. That's the kind of identity that wins championships. And Harris's track record suggests he could be the man to lead that charge. Meanwhile, fans and media alike are buzzing about the future. Many believe that the Cowboys need a fresh approach, especially considering how close they've come in recent years. The rivalry with teams like the Eagles and the Commanders has only intensified, and each matchup exposes flaws that need fixing. The next few months will be crucial. Will Jerry Jones pull the trigger and make bold moves? Will players like Trayvon Diggs, DaRon Bland, and Nahshon Wright continue to shine under new coaching leadership? And most importantly, will the Cowboys finally establish a defense that can carry them deep into the playoffs? Now, let's compare Dallas's defense to some of the league's best teams like the San Francisco 49ers, Philadelphia Eagles, and Baltimore Ravens have all built their defenses around aggressive schemes, strong secondary play, and disciplined front sevens. Dallas has the talent to be in that conversation, but execution and coaching have held them back. Harris's success with the Bears shows that developing a ball-hawking secondary isn't just about talent. It's about the right coaching, the right scheme, and a culture of winning. Could Dallas emulate that model? The signs are promising, but it all depends on the decisions made in the coming months. Looking ahead, the Cowboys face a series of pivotal games and decisions. Their draft needs, free agency plans, and coaching hires will all influence their trajectory. If they can find the right defensive coordinator, possibly Harris, and reinforce their secondary and front seven, they could turn things around rapidly. The team's offensive side, led by Prescott, remains strong, but defense wins championships. That's why this offseason could define the next decade for Dallas. So, what are the expectations? Well, most experts agree that the Cowboys need to revamp their defense if they want to contend seriously. The current scheme, while sometimes effective, lacks the consistency needed for postseason success. Bringing in a coach like Harris, who has a proven track record of developing ball hawks and creating aggressive defenses, could be exactly what Dallas needs to break the cycle. This is a team that has the talent, the fan support, and the organizational backing to rebound, but they must act decisively. Now, in conclusion, the story of the Dallas Cowboys defense isn't just about a few missed tackles or bad plays. It's about a systemic issue that involves coaching, player development, and strategic vision. The potential return of Al Harris or the appointment of a new defensive architect could be the catalyst that transforms their fortunes. It's a pivotal moment, and the eyes of the football world are watching closely. The decisions made in the next few months will resonate for years to come, shaping whether Dallas can once again rise to the top of the league or remain stuck in mediocrity. And remember, folks, this isn't just about one game, one season, or one coach. It's about the identity of a franchise that prides itself on defense, grit, and winning traditions. So, keep your eyes peeled, stay engaged, and let's see how this story unfolds. Because the future of the Dallas Cowboys might just hinge on the next big move, and it could be happening sooner than you think. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead. It's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. Now, let's delve even deeper into what this means for the team's immediate future. The upcoming off-season will be critical, not just for coaching changes, but also for player personnel decisions. Will the Cowboys look to bolster their secondary through the draft? Will they prioritize linebacker help to complement their existing core? And more importantly, will they trust the current front office and coaching staff to make these strategic moves, or will they shake things up even further? The answer to these questions will shape the team's identity in the years to come. It's also worth noting that the Cowboys' schedule in the next season will be tougher. With rivalries renewed and division opponents always hungry to prove themselves, margin for error is slim. A stronger, more disciplined defense could be the difference between a playoff run and another year on the outside looking in. The potential return of Harris or someone like him could be the missing piece the Cowboys need to elevate their game, especially in high-pressure situations. And what about the fans' perspective? The disappointment of missing the playoffs 2 years in a row has undoubtedly created pressure from the fan base. Social media is buzzing with opinions, with many calling for bold changes and some even suggesting that Jerry Jones needs to delegate more authority to his coaching staff to foster a winning culture. The passion from Cowboys supporters is undeniable, and the franchise's history shows that they're capable of incredible comebacks when the right decisions are made. The question is, will the organization heed their voices and act accordingly? Finally, let's consider the broader NFL landscape. The league is evolving rapidly, with defenses becoming more aggressive and offenses finding new ways to exploit gaps. Dallas's defense needs to adapt if they want to stay competitive. Harris's proven track record suggests that he can implement schemes that prioritize turnovers and aggressive coverage, which could give Dallas an edge in tight games. As we look ahead, one thing is clear. The team's coaching decisions this off-season could set the tone for the next decade. In summary, the Dallas Cowboys are at a crossroads. The defense has been both a source of pride and frustration, and the coaching staff faces immense pressure to turn things around. The potential return of Al Harris or the appointment of a similarly proven defensive mind could be the spark that reignites the team's championship aspirations. This season's struggles have exposed fundamental issues that must be addressed decisively, and the upcoming months will determine whether Dallas can reclaim its place among NFL elite or continue to stumble in the shadows of its rivals. So, my fellow Cowboys fans, keep your hopes high, but your expectations realistic. This off-season will be critical, and the decisions made now will echo through the next few seasons. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and let's see how the Cowboys story unfolds. Because one thing's for sure, the future is wide open and the possibilities are endless, but only if they make the right moves now. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Harris is the guy to fix the defense? Are you confident that Jerry Jones will make bold moves? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Thanks for sticking with us. And as always, go Cowboys!